B.R.E.A.K.S Radio. I'm Haize, one of the hosts here. That's the great one, BTG's in the building. What's going on, Baylor?
West, y'all.
We got some topics to talk about and break down today, man. It's been a almost fairly quiet week outside of some shit I just saw. I don't know if you saw the news feed, the rapper who killed his mom and his sisters, but I didn't want to put that on the topic list. It was too dark. So there you go with that one, bro.
Yeah, we could miss that one. I didn't even get that.
We can miss that one. Now, before Mary gets in, since we got a chance to talk about it before she gets in the building, that Freaknik documentary, bro, how do you feel about that? How many people's mamas and aunties about to get exposed when this documentary drops?
I think I seen something on Twitter like the people between 45 and 55 is sweating bullets right now.
Bro, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like, what's the gain from it though?
Money. I mean, I think that's it. It's just because people are going to... The Freaknik is legendary, bro. So you're kind of giving people, even people who aren't in that age range, know what Freaknik is. So I think, like, there's this interest of just seeing it, and I think that's going to generate... Don't be surprised if that's just the first of many documentaries for that, bro.
But that's cool, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's a money grabber and they want to bring unwanted attention to people.
This is facts.
You feel me? It was a time period that was left there. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been to Freaknik, but I know about it. I've seen footage prior to the pictures being put on Twitter. I was seeing footage before Twitter was even a thing.
Oh, for sure. I saw a leak. It was like a snippet on, I can't remember, bro. It was literally on like one of the end of one of my cousin's flicks that I stole one of his tapes one time. I'm just being honest with that.
And that's how you had to go about seeing it. You know what I mean? You had to know somebody that knew, 7th grade. I'm gonna watch it, but it feels like one of those things where it's like, haha, we highlighting, we caught you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if anybody should be canceled off of this.
Yeah, nobody should be. In my mind, nobody should be canceled because at this point, it'd be different if it came out at the time you had like politicians or whatever doing some shit like that. But like at this point, we're so far removed from what Freaknik was that even like these people they've had a whole lifetime since this, bro. A whole lifetime.
And the thing is it's like you said, it's so far removed away from the culture. I remember when they tried to start it back up again in like the early 2000s, and it didn't work. But it's like, I don't know. And then why is the rollout a year from now?
Because they want people to be sweating bullets. They know what they doing, bro. They literally know what they doing. Like, I think the marketing of it all is actually the genius. I think maybe a year is maybe too long. I think if they would have started this maybe about 6 to 8 months before it dropped, that's what it'll build out and drop clips here and there, like little snippets, like not like full-length trailers or anything, but it's just, bro, you're just giving people time to sweat their bullets, bro. Like, because I tell you what, there's somebody great aunt right now sitting there like, hey, man, this is not going to be good.
Yeah,
like,
I think Uncle Luke can eat off of it.
Oh,
we
know
his
he need to come out with him and Too Short need to come out with another album each before this drops, bro. They need to be putting together the album.
That's crazy right there. Yeah, I mean, look, again, it's gonna be something I'll watch, but then again, the platform that is going to be on how much can they show?
That's a good point.
Like, to me, if you're gonna show something like that, let HBO do it.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it. Because like, if you're gonna give me we know what we're looking towards. Don't give me the cookie cutter version of it. I don't want that.
The thing is, Hulu, you can show nudity on Hulu.
Okay, I want to see how far Hulu goes. That's my point. I just want to see how far.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be some titties on it. They ain't about to show what actually happened, bro. Like that. Like, let's just be real.
And again, I'm not trying to see that, but it's like, how much are you going to show, knowing that your relationship is with Disney?
Yeah. But Disney's actually going to be selling Hulu. So
okay.
There you go. So it is what it is.
Say no more. Say no more.
Like that's all you need to know. The moment that you heard that the Freaknik documentary is dropping on Hulu, you're like, oh yeah, that Hulu will be sold well before that documentary comes out.
Well, then in that instance, that's a hell of a rollout.
That's smart. Let's move on to the topics we had on the list today, brother. So first up, Lloyd Banks is dropping a new album, The Curse of the Inevitable Part 3. Now, we reviewed the last one that dropped. Extremely solid album. We're about a week away from this album dropping. Not to say that there's a bunch of excitement around it, but Lloyd Banks, I love the area that Lloyd Banks is now because he's making music for him and his bass. Like Lloyd Banks fans are looking forward to this album, I would think. Not like huge anticipation or anything. Shout out to Miss Mary Almonte, the first lady of the B.R.E.A.K.S Radio is in the building. What's going on, Mary? We were talking about the Lloyd Banks album that's about to come out. I'm gonna throw it to you first on this one. As just a piece of hip hop art, because that's what I think this is gonna be. How excited are you about another Lloyd Banks project? None. Okay.
No, I am. I was thinking about that because you just blew mine with the piece of hip hop art part, but I'm very excited.
And I mean, like a boutique piece of art, like not something that's like classic you gonna hang up, but it's something like we as hip hop heads enjoy. It's not for main. He doesn't even try to appeal to mainstream anymore, and I think that's put him in an area that's unique to him. And he still does feel like he should be a member of Griselda, like he's the long lost cousin of Griselda. Like with the music he's dropping, I'm looking forward to some collabs because he's dropped collabs with Griselda. I think on every album he's dropped in this series so far. So that's what I'm looking forward to, like just Lloyd Banks music overall. So
you know what? I always felt like Lloyd Banks had unfinished business, right? Like it felt like his rocket ship took off but never quite made it to space. So yeah, for many reasons that we won't get into because that's a whole episode. But yeah,
I mean, we said it. I think we said it the last time we reviewed a Lloyd Banks album. Like looking back at it, Lloyd Banks' career was absolutely hurt by him being attached to G Unit. It just is what it is.
Yes.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Baylor. How you feeling about the new Banks album, bro?
I feel like I think I look at him like in the Currency lane because he has a cult-like following now. So it's like if I was to critique him or judge him, I would judge him on those standards where Currency puts out music strictly for his fan base.
Yeah.
And if you care to like it, that's outside of his fan base, that's cool with him. I think he's along the same line. So I'm excited, fair. But I'm gonna judge him just like I judge any other artist, whether they have a cult-like following or they appease the masses. It's the production. You know what I mean? So if the production is good, we already know what he gonna talk that talk. We know that. Yeah. But it's like I need it to mesh. I hate to compare these artists that we grew up listening to Nas, but I'm like, you need to look at what he did by going outside of what he used to do and go get a different producer.
Listen, a Lloyd Banks album produced by Apollo Brown would be beautiful.
There we go. I'm with that.
So
I'm with that.
Well, moving on from one long anticipated and waiting album, Missy Elliott is set to drop her first album in 18 years. It's going to be produced by Timbaland. Already they've released some clips and things of them working in the studio. They're back in the booth together. Timbaland has released a little bit about what the album is going to feel like, saying that they're pulling from like Brazilian music and things like this. It's going to be influence from all over the place. And I actually, with some artists, I would hear that and think like, why are you going outside of your lane? But considering that Timbaland and Missy have always been different and in their own spot, pulling from Brazilian funk, I actually am anticipating what that's going to sound like sonically on the album. Baylor, how you feeling?
And he wants to put it out around her birthday, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in July or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a perfect time. I need that summer heat. I want to be dancing to that with my hoochie daddy shorts on, no shirt on, a chain, and my flip-flops. Yes.
The fact that you just painted that picture and I understood everything you meant by that. And I'm with that vibe. I'm with that vibe.
Yeah. I hope it's giving that. But she can't. Well, we haven't heard her in so long, but we believe in her. She's legend. You know what I mean? And he's a legend. So I think when you said, it's kind of iffy by her going out of her lane, but she always painted her own lane, Yeah. And another thing I'm waiting on, I want to see the visuals too.
Oh,
who's that?
Yeah. Visuals gonna be dope. Mary, how you feeling about a new Missy project?
I'm here for it. Everything Baylor said. I mean, sans the hoochie daddy shorts, I won't be wearing those. But yeah, no, I really think Missy kind of does no wrong. If you really look back at her career, she really did take some hard swings and always ended up hitting it out of the park. So
this is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
And always with a new sound. Like she's one of her and Timbaland together are like one of the innovators of the culture. Like when you really think about like who shifted the sound of music. So
yeah, that, and they made the visuals just as important as the audio. Like they really did.
They made movies. Yeah, their visuals were always yeah.
And then
it was like this between her and Busta Rhymes,
and then Luda Luda right with that too. So like, yeah, it's just I'm excited to hear the music, man, and I think it's gonna be fun to listen to and break down, and we'll definitely review it here once it does come out. So be on the lookout for that. Now, moving on from music to kind of more dramatic topic. Well, I don't know how dramatic it is, but Monique is actually suing Paramount over profits from the Parkers. Now, the Parkers was, I think at that time, I felt like it was bigger than like looking back at what it was. It still was a huge cultural hit, and the hit generally completely. How do you guys feel about like Monique? She's already, went to war over some of her money that was owed to her before. Now with this revenue and profits due to the Parkers, how do you feel about like her getting, because she was the star of that in a lot of ways. How you guys feeling about her having to go back and kind of fight for those profits? I couldn't meet you first on this one, Mary.
Listen, I feel like it's about damn time. I support, first of all, just women and Black women getting their money, right? Like, because historically we have not been paid our worth. So I really hope that this sets a precedent, honestly. Now that like all these shows from the past are getting a whole new second life with, all these streaming platforms and TikTok kind of making things famous again, everyone needs to get their worth. So I'm with it.
All right. Baylor?
This is no different than an artist trying to go back and get their masters or something like that. Something that they deserve. If you remove her from the show, you could easily say, yeah, we could replace her with it. But no, she is who she was. She actually made the show. You know what I mean? So give her bread now.
And I love that, like, right now, there's more awareness of the business side of all things music, rights to TV shows, because for so long, the Black actors, the Black musicians, like, we got screwed out of owning so much of our own, right? Because we didn't have that knowledge base. Like, Friends, they negotiate, they still getting paid $1 million a year based off the revenue to Friends. Like, that whole cast is like. And so you think, and you hear back to like shows like Living Single that inspired Friends and stuff like that. Like, I'm just happy that we're getting our piece of the pie. And I know that I don't have a personal stake in that, but I'm glad Monique is, because she earned that. She deserves that.
That's a fact. Give her her bread, man. Stop playing.
Yeah, she's a legend in this. Now, let's move into talking about actual new music. This Jim Jones and Hitmaker track, Back in My Prime. Is Jim Jones actually back in his prime on this track? Baylor, I'll come to you first on this one. How'd you feel about this track, bro?
Yo, leave Pusha alone, first of all, okay? Because Pusha's prime is times 50 better than your prime, bucko. Okay, so we're gonna leave it there. Now the track, it was all right, but it wasn't that. It wasn't what I don't. Yo, when he said we not checking for him, we not checking for Pusha. Yo, newsflash, bro.
Nobody's checking for Jim.
We not checking for you.
Yeah.
We not really checking for you. But I mean, Hitmaker has a way in kind of a like Hit Boy. They have a way of rejuvenating some of our older artists. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I'm pretty sure if this gets a lot of radio play, it'll probably move my shoulders a little bit. But watching the visuals was all right. Gave it a gritty little, feel to it, but I didn't really take too much from it. The EP was probably about a C+, B- at best.
Okay. Mary, did you get a chance to listen to the track?
Which one? I froze before.
Oh, the Jim Jones, Back in My Prime, him and Hitmaker.
I did not.
And you didn't miss nothing. You didn't miss nothing.
I was gathering that.
Here's what I'll say. You give me that instrumental, I'll play that all day. The track itself is cool.
So you said put Lloyd Banks on there. All right, cool.
Yeah, put Lloyd Banks. Matter of fact, put Lloyd Banks and Pusha T on it. That's what I'll say. You know what? All jokes aside, and I respect Jim Jones. You guys know Dipset is one of my favorite groups of all time. Like, so I don't want to take away from that, but I really do feel like Jim Jones looks at his career and thinks he was bigger than what he was.
Oh my God. But let me tell you, Lobby Boys was all right. He was just he wasn't the best on there though.
Yeah. It's like, hey Jim, Jim, it took you 10 years to even learn how to rap right, bro. Like calm down.
Hey, you
bro.
a role player, bro. You don't get no max deal. You out there talking like.
Did you see the Kyle Kuzma Spencer Dinwiddie thing on Twitter the other day?
Yeah.
Bro, that was crazy.
Dinwiddie got him though.
No.
He got him.
Kuzma's Twitter rant that boy said the only way you'll ever be worth your contract is if they pay you in the crypto you asked for.
Damn, that's cold. That's a clapback. But he was like, bro, if you was that good, then the Lakers would have never got rid of you.
True. But Kuz also said to Dinwiddie, I saw you be the second best player on the team and average 8, 4, and 4.
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt.
But yeah, shout out to Jim Jones, the ultimate role player in an all-time great group. But let's get into the shits, right? Let's talk about this episode of Snowfall that dropped. Let's talk about
you had one job, bro. You couldn't wait for the password. You couldn't wait and then chip them.
So, okay. And that was my initial reaction as well. But upon research, and by that I mean Black Twitter, I have seen many theories and I reflected, and I do kind of think that was Sissy's plan all along. And when she had said to Franklin, because in the beginning I thought she was acting impulsively, kind of like what you're alluding to, Baylor, right? Like I thought it was like, but first of all, he didn't have to be all nasty like he was either, because that probably would have made me shoot him even if I wasn't planning to. But I thought she was acting impulsively, and when he flipped it on her, that Alton, like he was messing with her emotions, whatever. But when she had said before they headed out, Franklin, I'm gonna come with you, blah, 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 and then I'm never gonna see you again. Are you good with that? And he said, yeah. In that moment, when I look back on that, it feels like that was the plan. Okay. She knew that Teddy lies through his teeth. Who knows if Teddy was really even making that transaction, or if, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have trusted that whole thing either. Teddy wasn't giving back that money. Let's be real.
Yeah. He wasn't giving back.
If he didn't do what she did, Franklin might not have made it or walked away from that alive, truthfully. So, that's a good point. I don't know. And like, come on, the whole forgive and forget shit, that wasn't about to happen either. Like,
yeah, I didn't trust that at all.
No,
you can't let Teddy go.
I was honestly disappointed in Franklin. I mean, it was an act of desperation because he really needs that money, but
he took half.
Yeah, like he should have just clipped Teddy and called it a day. And like he said, taking solace in the fact that he was the nigga that did it. Instead, now his mother bared a big brunt of the weight now for him. It actually is giving him a chance,
to get away. Whereas I thought this may have to end with Franklin dying. He may get away now.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we do know that a lot of people say that Franklin's story was based on
Freeway Ricky.
Exactly. And if that's the case, then we know he does a bid. So
I mean, but who's it left for him to inform on though?
KGB dude is still alive.
True. Good point. I mean, I'll tell you what, Snowfall, it's crazy how really when you look at Snowfall, it's built up every season and crescendo. Now, like it's been, and I honestly thought after John Singleton passed away that show may fall off. But thank God he put the right people in place because this show's just gotten better. And I'm glad that it's going to go out on top. You know, like some shows, they end, like Power. The first Power Book 1, technically. That ended on, we were all kind of down on it. Now, Power Book 2 came back in and picked it up. But, like, this show is going to literally end at the best that it's ever been. And and that feels good to be able to say.
No, listen, they're getting to tell the story the way they want to tell it, for better or worse, let's be real. This could not have been a happy ending because Then what kind of message is that sending to
the then it's like Americans saying, see, you can't get away with being a drug dealer.
Right, exactly. So we know, like, there's 2 ways out of this: dead or in jail. So I mean, what we are not talking about is my man's Oso. Looks like he's getting away.
Thank God.
Wait.
But see, that's the thing.
I prayed this sticks.
We said that they had to kill the family dog, right?
Yeah.
Somebody, and I think where I thought that was going to be Oso, I think they made Jerome. And once Jerome was the one that died, it opened up the door for Oso maybe to have his happy ending. He may be the only one that has his happy ending when this is all said and done.
But in a way, that's enough for me. Because he went against the DEA, the CIA, and the KGB for Franklin. Like, he was a rider. Like, for real.
How we feel about Leon, though?
The fact that Leon wasn't really in this episode much, I don't think it's going to end well for Leon, bro. I've gone up and down on Leon.
We got one more episode, right?
We got one more episode, and that's it.
Ooh, this is a game 7.
Yeah, this is a game 7 in triple overtime. What it is.
Oh man, come on, Leon.
I know.
I hope Leon makes it out. I don't know.
Man. I mean, if Wanda's getting a spinoff, I kind of think Leon might.
The thing is that with Wanda getting a spinoff, it makes me think that Leon ain't gonna be there.
Yeah,
unless they're just not
story's not compelling without Leon.
Unless they're just not releasing that Leon's in it because they don't want us to know he makes it out, which would make sense to Mary's point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What about Louis? First of all, she should not have let crackhead cop live. He's dangerous.
But I mean, it's more smut on her. I mean,
also, you don't tell a crackhead you got money. What was that?
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl. Like, that was just.
I don't know what's gonna happen with Louis.
There's so many storylines in this game.
It really does seem like it's so much. Like, is it still only an hour? Is it going to be like a double? Because it feels like there's so much to wrap up that
it needs to be 2. It needs to be 2 hours.
It needs to be 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, man, amazing.
Well, yeah, let's see where this goes. But
for sure. From one amazing show to another, actually, we got 2 more. Wu-Tang, An American Story.
I haven't caught up yet.
You haven't?
Damn.
Man. I haven't caught up yet. I haven't
I
caught
don't
up.
I know you usually don't get bothered by spoilers, but I want to wait. Let's talk about that as well. Hopefully Marquis back as well, because I tell you what,
I'll be able to finish everything because I'm still behind on Power.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay.
Power. I haven't even began Power.
You haven't began the season of Power at all?
And I'm just a step above Mary because I'm only 1 episode in.
I tell you what, this season started off, and I honestly thought, I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. We'll talk about it when you guys catch up. I honestly thought, okay, this show has gone off this show is about to start getting bad. That's literally what I thought at the start of the season. The last 2 episodes, though, no, this show is right back at the right where the writing needs to be. It's almost like they started off to kind of bring us down. So then when they bring us back up, it's kind of like, I feel like they're playing with our emotions purposely on this show. But I tell you what, the way that both the last 2 episodes, the way that they end, if your jaw isn't dropped at the ending of the last 2 episodes, check your pulse because it's great. It's amazing.
I'll be caught up with both by the end of this weekend.
Cool.
It's just so much. It was just so much content to get to.
It's been a lot of content, bro. It's just like I haven't seen Air yet, and I want to see that so bad.
Oh, that came out.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah,
Air came out. I've heard nothing but not just good things. I've heard nothing but amazing things about that movie.
It was good. It was good.
Okay,
we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Baylor, it's on you, bro. What you got for us today before we head out?
I just want to say this, man. The way I'm enjoying life right now, and I must say, I have to. I got to share this award at least for this month with my sister right here and my guy Manny that came out for WrestleMania. That week was just full of joy. I got to see some fellow podcasters, fellow friends, and just chill with them. And that was it. That's my message. Is just, be around your loved ones as much as you can and build those memories. Even if those memories are just hella funny and awkward.
Okay. That's what's up.
And I got to give a special shout out to Mary because what she came out here to do, she did it. And I haven't seen anybody do that before. How people come to my city and say, yo, I want to see how the city is. Now, she went to some places where I don't even go anymore. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's not only dope, that's impressive. You know what I mean? To get in there, like elbow grease type of work, hit the pavement and stuff like that. And I pulled up and I had a great time. I fit right in with everybody. It was fun. A lot of laughs.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say, though, also first of all, you were really pivotal. So you know that you're going to get some cred on this, right? Because like when it actually comes out, and y'all stay tuned for this, but you were really pivotal in our selection of locations. So thank you for being our tour guide of sorts. And yeah, just having your sign off really means a lot, because everything I do, I try to be authentic. And clearly I'm not from LA. So I really needed, to like get the cosign of somebody who actually was. So yeah.
Yeah, no, y'all did y'all thing, man. I'm like, they, 1 minute they over here, next minute over there, and I'm like, man, I just got to catch him. I just got to catch him.
I was sharing my location with Baylor, and he was like, "Wait a minute, you're."
Yo, Haize, I'm literally looking at my phone. I'm like, damn, she was just there.
That's funny.
Yeah,
y'all motherfuckers ain't FaceTime me like you said you were going to though. But I'm not
gonna hold you to get your iPad.
He did, and I FaceTime him, and he said you just left the room.
Yeah, you had just left the room at the time.
That's funny.
And then he said, when Mary gets back in here, we're gonna FaceTime you, and I ain't hear from him until the next morning.
Yo, when I tell you that conversation we had right there, that was
it was that needed to be a podcast, right?
That it went from here to there, and I'm like, man.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
And I got to meet one of the rappers that I brought up before in previous shows, courteous of her. Yeah, so that was dope too.
That's what's up. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Breaks Radio. Before we get emotional in this, but can you tell that we really love each other on this damn show? Like that's what's crazy, man. Like I really love you, motherfuckers. I really do. But make sure you guys are following the show at The B.R.E.A.K.S Radio. You can send us any feedback. Oh, I skipped something. Go and give me your social media, especially you, Mary. Go ahead first, Mary.
I don't know why, especially me. I'm just Mary at Miss Mary Almonte on all social platforms. And stay tuned for some dope shit for the culture.
That's what's up. Go ahead, Baylor.
At Baylorism on TikTok and Twitter. At Baylor The Great on IG. And that's it.
You can follow us collectively at The B.R.E.A.K.S Radio. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, thebreaksradio@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, 614-547-2039. We are the #1 spot for everything hip-hop related. We out this mug. Peace, y'all.